Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Yet another jam-packed show today. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Lots going on in New York yesterday. Between the you got to prove that you've been vaccinated thing.
Oh, boy.
To go to a restaurant or a gym or anywhere, really. And the Andrew Cuomo stuff.
Yeah, big news day, and all in the city of New York and state of New York.
Yep. The AG of New York made a little announcement yesterday. Here's what that was. Went a little something like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very quiet announcement.
Was she whispering?
Yes. She's lip syncing.
You know, Nate's not here today, but this is probably Nate's fault. Somehow, it's Nate's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he probably screwed something up yesterday.
Sabotage Tyler.
The day before, whenever he was.
Mm-hmm.
So, there a button that needs to be pushed into program or no? Mm-hmm.
She was very dramatic in her presentation. Letitia James, I believe her name is. I don't know how dramatic it's going to be played out for us this morning.
Yeah, it didn't seem that dramatic, really. It seemed like I don't know. She didn't have a lot to.
How about the investigator? Is there a chance we're gonna get? Oh, okay. So I guess not gonna get that either. So this will be fun.
Okay.
We've got a mountain of video clips that I hope we can get to at some point today because there's a lot of good stuff there.
There really is. It looks like Andrew Cuomo is guilty. So are none of them? Is just not working right now?
Yeah, like we don't know if it's that clip or is it all of them that are sans audio. Rob, any idea?
Cat's got his tongue, too.
Yeah, apparently nothing works. Yeah.
He's speaking.
I'll have to circle back on that one.
Okay, that's helpful. Thank you.
He's speaking through the same system that the AG of New York is
I would like to
speaking.
point out that in the city of New York now, on the vaccine thing, you do not have to prove who you are to vote in that state. But now you have to prove if you're vaccinated or not, beginning, I believe it's September 13th.
It's great.
So here's the investigator lady. Okay, let's give it a shot. Here we go.
Break down as to what had happened, and they were the ones that reported the conduct to attorneys in the executive chamber. The governor also several times inappropriately touched a state trooper assigned to the unit to protect the governor. In an elevator, while standing behind the trooper, he ran his finger from her neck down her spine and said, "Hey, you." Another time, she was standing holding the door open for the governor.
Pause it for a
As
second.
he passed,
Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. He said, "Hey, you." Oh, boy. Whoa. That's... Put him in prison right now. I mean, that sounds kind of stupid and specious, but you don't run your fingers down the neck and spine of a female. Unless it's your wife and she happens to like it. And maybe you've done that before and you know that she likes it. But I wouldn't do that to a state trooper that, you're not supposed to be intimate with.
And is likely armed.
Yeah, he's fortunate in that way that she didn't do something about that. All right, let's hear what else he did.
he took his open hand and ran it across her stomach from her belly button to where the hip where she keeps her gun.
No, not cool.
She told us that she felt completely violated to have the governor touch her, as she put it, between her chest and her privates.
Oh, boy. That's how she put it.
The governor also inappropriately touched women who were attending work-related events at which the governor made remarks. At one event in September 2019, while having his picture taken with an employee of a state entity, the governor grabbed this young woman's butt. At another event in May of 2017, the governor pressed and ran his fingers across the chest of a woman while reading the name of her company, whose logo was on her chest.
Oh, man.
The governor also engaged in a widespread
there.
pattern of subjecting
I'm sorry, I
women
thought your
unwanted
shirt was in
hugs and
Braille.
kisses and touching them in
guess
ways
not.
that made them uncomfortable.
Yeah, and there's like 11 different. They went on and on and
douchebag.
on. 11 different accusers. Is that right? I believe it was 11. And that was just a very, very small snippet from that presser. So.
Yeah. So then Cuomo takes to his own defense, and he responds to the AG and denies doing anything wrong. This is just
over the past several
bizarre.
months, you have heard a number of complaints brought against me. I called for an independent review, and I said at the beginning I would let the process unfold. I didn't want anyone to say that I interfered. I said I would hold my tongue, and I have, making only limited comments. It has been a hard and a painful period for me and my family, especially as others feed ugly stories to the press. But I cooperated with the review, and I can now finally share the truth. My attorney, who is a non-political former federal prosecutor, has done a response to each allegation, and the facts are much different than what has been portrayed. That document is available on my website. If you are interested, please take the time to read the facts and decide for yourself. First, I want you to know directly from me that I never touched anyone inappropriately or made inappropriate sexual advances. I am 63 years old. I've lived my entire adult life in public view. That is just not who I am. And that's not who I have ever been.
Okay. Okay, wait a minute.
All
One
right.
of the complaints was one lady said that he asked if she liked pain, which I don't know. I all I can think of is the T-shirt picture with him and those nipple rings that we saw protruding. Anyhow, yeah. So it was a big day.
Yeah, he further
This is
went
weird.
on to talk about,
This is
you know,
weird.
he just kisses and hugs people. I hug and kiss people. That's what I do. That's
And you
just
do
what-
this too, usually at the CVS with the cashier.
all the time.
Or if you're in line
I'm
at
Mr.
Kroger.
I'm Mr. Kissy Face. People call me the French guy because, you know, I'll give you that kiss on both cheeks like the French
I've
do.
never. Wait a minute. I've known you for 20 years now. Wow, over 20 years. Wow. I've never gotten a kiss from you. I just want to point that out.
No, I do it to
Is it-
everybody. I do it to everybody.
Hello. No, this is a bizarre video that he put out.
It's a bizarre explanation,
Yes.
and it's a bizarre video.
I do it with everyone,
Oh.
Look at
black
this.
and white,
Look at this. Just picture after
Young.
picture.
and old,
And old.
they
straight, and
ask you?
LGBTQ, powerful people, friends, strangers,
Bizarre.
people who I meet on the street.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why you're in the position you're in now. Because you do that to people.
Oh, man. That is crazy. Jeez. So that's his explanation is, I just sexually assault everybody.
Yeah. That's right. That's a good way to sum it up. Look, I touch people.
Men and women, boys and girls, I don't care. I'm an equal opportunity abuser. I really am.
Right.
I'll harass anybody who comes into my little space where I can touch you,
You know,
get physical with you.
If we could get that man in prison for sending all of the elderly to their deaths that were in nursing homes from COVID, he could get all the touching in that he wants in prison.
Yes, he could.
Got to
Yes,
do
he
that.
could. He really could. And he brought in other people as an example of, I guess, it being okay that he's kissed and hugged and touched all these people and they don't appreciate it. Obama, he brought Obama into the mix. George W. Bush showed photos of them hugging people. I mean, I don't know that it's the same thing, but in this day and age, that's your defense? I abuse everybody? I sexually harass everybody? That's how that's going to be perceived. Not that, oh, okay, well, yeah, he just does that. That's just him. That's just Cuomo being Cuomo. No, you're not going to get away with that in this. Well, you might because you're a Democrat.
Yeah, right. There's power in the D, right?
Yeah.
So are there pictures of him running his finger across the chest of like some 90-year-old New York woman?
I gotta doubt
I'm just
that.
reading your shirt,
I'm
man.
just,
or grabbing the butt cheek of some dude in an elevator.
Or cupping the breast, reaching under her shirt and cupping the breast
That's right.
of
That's
a
right.
woman.
Yep. You got pictures of that? Please don't share those.
No,
Andrew.
yeah. Maybe not appropriate. So I don't know if that's going to work for him. I think mostly that was perceived as totally bizarre and creepy. That's just really creepy. He and Biden, we've got these two massive Democratic leaders. One, the governor of New York, are one of our most populous states, and the other the president of the United States, and they're both creepy. Smelling hair, touching people inappropriately, getting awkward and weird in people's space. Why? Just stay away from people. No, that's just what I do. Okay, that's not a good explanation. That's not good. So maybe you don't do it anymore. I don't know. How about that? Maybe you shouldn't have done it in the first place, but certainly don't do it anymore. He's not even remorseful. He's not pretending to be remorseful about anything. So even Biden is off the Cuomo train, apparently. He was asked about him and whether he should resign.
I have a question for you on coronavirus, but first I'd like to start with the news of the day, given back in March you said that if the investigation confirmed the allegations against Governor Cuomo, then he should resign.
Take off your mask.
Now call on him to resign, given the investigator said the 11 women were credible?
I stand by that statement.
Are you now calling on him to resign?
Yes.
And if he doesn't resign, do you believe he should be impeached and removed from office?
Let's take one thing at a time here. I think he should resign. I understand that the state legislature may decide to impeach.
Right.
I don't know that for a fact. I've not read all that data.
That data? Okay, is there data on that? Is there data on data? Is there data on that? What kind of data are you looking for? Again, bizarre. But at least he's actually called for him to resign.
And can we get a follow-up from Tara Reid on her thoughts on if Joe Biden should resign?
Let's do that. Let's do that. I guess there's a 3-year-old tweet from Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah, about Kavanaugh. Yeah.
The allegations of sexual assault against Judge Kavanaugh are disturbing and deeply concerning. We owe it to the American people to believe survivors. I call on the Senate to postpone any vote until these allegations are fully investigated.
Well, let's postpone any votes in New York now.
Hashtag believe survivivors. Okay, well, there you go.
These tweets always come back.
They sure do.
And
they bite him in the rectum, in the buttocks. They bite him right in the buttocks. And that couldn't be happening to a better guy, could it? That's absolutely amazing. I mean, this thing had died down to the point where I thought, okay, he's just going to skate from this. He's not going to have to answer to any of this. But it's come back up, and we'll see if it blows over this time. What's your guess on that? Will it blow over again? And he'll just serve out his term and then
I don't know.
Right off into the sunset.
I don't know enough of the makeup of the New York legislature. I suppose it's heavily Democrat.
Yeah.
And
a lot of them are calling for his resignation, though.
Yeah, I did see that. But I read something, I can't find it now, but it sounds like a weird process up there that's going to take quite a bit of...
I'm sure, which is why he's just flatly refusing. Even the president of the United States has jumped off his bandwagon, and he's refusing to resign. Yeah. Should be interesting.
I do think he's going to skate on the nursing home deaths.
I do too.
There's going to be no justice there.
I think that's over. Yeah. That's probably over. All right, let me tell you about Omega XL. If you're in pain, you'd like to get out of pain, here's something you need to try. This certainly worked for me when I took it. And yeah, I was skeptical at first because it's all natural. And I thought, how can something that's all natural work? It's amazing that sometimes the all natural is the best way to go. This is not a drug that you're going to get hooked on and addicted to. This is backed by 35 years of clinical research, been around a long time, and it worked for me. It built up in my system. After about a week, the pain started to lessen in my arm, and after 2 weeks, it was completely gone. So it can be a game changer in your life. It certainly changed things for me because I couldn't even lift anything with my left arm. Get your life back and feel good again. Go to omegaxl.com/Pat. And when you buy one bottle of Omega XL, we'll throw in a second one for free. omegaxl.com/Pat. Or you could call 800-844-4888.
Pat Gray
Just FYI, of the 150 seats in the New York Assembly, 106 are held by Democrats.
Huh. I'd call that somewhat of a majority. Huh.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, he's certainly got friends in the legislature, but I don't think he's that well liked. And he and de Blasio hate each other's guts.
Do they really?
Yeah. De Blasio was just saying how ridiculous it is that he hasn't resigned yet. And, yeah, they don't like each other. So, I don't know. He may have made enough enemies to where maybe he's held accountable for something he's done. To me, you kind of need to hold him accountable for the other thing, too. The nursing home situation where he killed thousands of nursing home patients because he stuck COVID-19 positive people in the nursing home. He mandated that that's where they go. Doesn't make any sense.
Grotesque.
And then, he was credited with doing such a great job on the COVID situation. Oh, okay. All right, 888-900-3393. Also, the FDA is about to give final approval to the Pfizer vaccine. Should happen by early next month.
Okay.
And so it will be approved. It will be FDA approved then, and people will lose that as an argument. But will it stop the variants? Will it stop the Delta variant? Not only is there a Delta variant, there's a Delta Plus.
There's a Delta Delta Plus variant?
Delta Plus.
Is this like a new and improved variant, Pat?
Uh-huh.
Oh, my goodness.
It's like the super Delta variant. The super mega Doppler variant.
Super mega Doppler variant.
Delta variant.
Delta variant. Like, what does this one do?
Well, this one kills people dead on contact, I guess. I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know exactly what it does. As soon as it's in your system, you die. Yeah. So.
Well, that doesn't sound promising at all.
Doesn't sound promising at all. This is tweeted out by the Washington Post. South Korea's Disease Control and Prevention Agency said yesterday that it had recorded at least 2 cases of the new coronavirus Delta Plus variant.
Plus. Wait, what?
What do we have? Baskin
I don't
Robbins
know.
up
That
there.
was curious.
Is it also a Baskin Robbins flavor?
Oh my gosh!
This is one of our 32 wonderful flavors.
Now that's a way to go out.
Yeah.
If it tastes like ice cream when it gets transmitted to you.
So the new Delta Plus variant, which some experts believe to be more transmissible than the original Delta variant. Okay.
This is your life. Okay. This is going to be nonstop. They're going to have a new name every few weeks for the rest of your life. It's just how it's going to be until they scare everybody into getting the vaccine, I guess.
Yeah. It's interesting because once they run out of Greek letters, I guess, then they just move on to the plus. So they're just going to add a plus to everything.
Yeah. Why isn't this epsilon?
I don't know.
Like, is it so similar to Delta? They were just, call it plus.
Well, they were pushing the lambda thing for a while, and then that kind of petered out. And so nobody was scared by a lambda because it sounds too much like a lamb. And nobody is frightened of lambs. Lamb tastes really good on your dinner table. So
that's why they
dropped the lambda thing and went back to Delta and now Delta Plus.
And so what it was is Delta was getting the vaccine numbers to go up. And they were like, well, we can't bail on that word now. I mean, lambda failed. We don't want to move on to epsilon or anything like that. What can we do to keep the scaring going? And what do? We do
plus. We add a plus.
And I bet the next one will be Delta plus plus.
It may be.
Delta infinity.
So we'll keep you posted on that because it's coming. It's coming.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Also, the left is mad at Ron DeSantis because he won't play ball on vaccines or masks. Florida's second largest school district reverses mask mandate after DeSantis threatened to cut funding for schools.
Good job.
With the mandates.
This man should be president.
And he might be someday. Except I don't know if it'll be 2024 because I really think Donald Trump's going to run. But
I want my damn Trump back.
Right. See, a lot of people do. And DeSantis spoke to the media yesterday. Here's what he had to say. Went a little something like this.
In the Bill de Blasio hospital, 2 of them in our ICU.
Children's hospital.
Do you have any data to suggest that? Do you know if they
Masks.
were wearing masks?
Why aren't they wearing masks? That's what she asked.
Well, they're not right. They're not eligible for the vaccination. I mean, that's not. I mean, well, so you're blaming the kids, saying they weren't wearing masks and so they're in the ICU. With all due respect, I find that deplorable. To blame a victim who ends up being hospitalized. You don't know their story. You don't know what happened with that. And this has been a really negative thing throughout this whole thing. With some of these quote experts, some of the media, somebody contracts a highly transmissible airborne virus, and they're viewed as having done something wrong. And that's just not the way you do it. When people come in, you treat them. You know, we obviously have some people that are not vaccinated that have been admitted to hospitals. Are you going to sit there? Are you going to sit there and criticize, or are we going to try to treat and try to help the folks? You know, I'm just sick of this judge. I'm sick of the judgmental stuff on some of this stuff. Nobody's trying to get ill here. Okay, it's a very There's people that were hermits for a year and a half that wore 6 masks and did that and still contracted it. Okay, so let's just be real here, and let's not indulge these things that somehow it's their fault for not doing it. So okay, we'll see you guys.
He is so much like Donald Trump. He's got the mannerisms. He's got the I'm going to get right back in your face because you're an idiot thing. He's got the hand gestures. He is baby Trump.
He's walking down the trail that Trump blazed.
He really is. And what a great response that is.
Sure was.
Fantastic. It reminds me of the op-ed that was written yesterday in the Washington Post. Washington Post ran this op-ed from Mark A. Thiessen. And it's titled, "Stop Harassing the Unvaccinated." In recent weeks, President Biden, he writes, has been trying to insult unvaccinated Americans into getting immunized. He's told the vaccine hesitant that they're not nearly as smart as I thought you were, that they're responsible for the pandemic, that they're refusing to do their patriotic duty, and that Americans' patience with the unvaccinated is running thin. Here's a better idea. Stop harassing them. First of all, no one's ever been insulted into changing their mind. That's so true. Telling the vaccine hesitant they're stupid and unpatriotic is not likely to convince them to get their shots. If anything, it'll have the opposite effect, increasing resistance to the vaccines. According to former American Enterprise Institute President Arthur C. Brooks, if you insult someone with whom you disagree, the odds are greater than 3-1 that the person will harden his view against your position.
Yep.
Second, the unvaccinated minority do not pose a serious threat to the rest of us. Now, he's including himself in that because obviously he's vaccinated and still of this opinion. So far, 165 million U.S. adults have been fully vaccinated, and 70% have now had at least one shot, which research shows is highly protective after just 2 weeks. This means 192 million in total now have vaccinated immunity. Breakthrough infections, he writes, are still rare. NBC News reports that there have been about 125,000 cases in 38 states, which represents a rate of about 0.07%. So 0.07%. And according to the CDC, as of August 3rd, only 954 vaccinated Americans have died of COVID-19. 4,641 have been hospitalized. Most of those are elderly, immunocompromised, or have comorbidities, making the vaccines less effective. What about the risk to children, many of whom are ineligible to be vaccinated? Unvaccinated children are at a similarly low risk for serious outcomes as vaccinated adults. CDC data show that just 406 people under 18 have died with a COVID-19 diagnosis code in the record. 406. Wow. And the CDC has no idea whether COVID-19 was incidental or causal in their deaths. One study found 0 mortality in children without pre-existing conditions. Healthy children are not a serious risk, and healthy vaccinated adults, such as teachers, are at near 0 risk from them. What this means is that if you're otherwise healthy, a healthy vaccinated person, you're effectively bulletproof against serious illness. While we should encourage unvaccinated Americans to get immunized for their own sake, they pose no real danger to the rest of us. That's just a nicely thought out, logical, reasoned argument against hassling people into getting vaccinated. Stop harassing the unvaccinated.
That's very similar to the op-ed that I pulled from Jonathan Turley, where he just says, all you're doing is dividing our nation more by going after the unvaccinated, which I got to thinking, maybe that's really the end game here. It's not Joe Biden wants us to get vaccinated. It's that he wants his minions out there who hate the unvaccinated so much that you guys go do our dirty work for us. Shame them into being second-class citizens. But your Washington Post op-ed is the opposite of the Washington Post op-ed that I pulled. My gosh, just the headline enough is alone is enough there to.
Well, first of all, let me finish with.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
No, I thought I was done too.
Okay.
But then I remembered there's this important line.
Okay.
The left believes in my body, my choice.
Thank you.
When it comes to abortion,
right?
But not when it comes to vaccination. And as we've made that point many times.
Yes.
Unlike abortion, vaccine hesitancy poses virtually no risk of death to others who are otherwise healthy human beings. This is so great. Mm-hmm. It's a great op-ed. And then you get to this one, also from the Washington Post. Require the vaccine. It's time to stop coddling the reckless. Pay people to get vaccinated, no matter whether that's unfair to those who didn't receive checks for jabs. Require them to do so as a condition of going to work or enrolling in school. Do whatever it takes, and in recent weeks have shown it's going to take steps like these to get the pandemic under control. Those of us who have behaved responsibly, wearing masks, and since the vaccines became available, getting our shots, cannot be held hostage by those who can't be bothered to do the same, or who are too deluded by misinformation to understand what is so clearly in their own interest. The more inconvenient we make life for the unvaccinated, the better our own lives will be. Every time they say that the unvaccinated are deluded by misinformation, it just shows that they have no information available to them. They haven't done any homework on this at all. That they only listen to Dr. Fauci and Joe Biden on this thing. That they've not seen any ulterior point or any of the stories about the horrific results of people getting the vaccine. It just shows their ignorance, their total and complete ignorance. And over and over and over and over again, they think that we're the ones who don't have the information. It's pathetic and it's frustrating. Meanwhile, Jen Psaki responded to Ron DeSantis yesterday. Again, they're just anybody who doesn't agree with them, they've got to go after.
You will hear the president convey later. If you are not going to be a part of the solution, if you're not going to be a part of saving people's lives, then get out of the way and let other people do the job.
Get out of the way.
That means don't ban, don't make it harder for people to put requirements on masks or asking for vaccination status into law.
So that means don't do the job they think they should do as governor of their state. Is that what you're saying?
You got it.
Is that what you mean by get out of the way?
And she knew exactly what Biden was going to say. Yeah. He did.
Yeah.
Right after that.
And all the rest of the countries combined thus far.
Mr. President, do you believe that Governor DeSantis and Governor Abbott are personally making decisions that are harming their own citizens?
Pause it for a second. Oh, my gosh. Let me throw up this softball to you that I know you agree with me on. All right, let's see what he said. Is there time?
Their decisions are not good for their constituents. No, and it's clear to me and to most of the medical experts that the decisions being made, like not allowing mask mandates in school and the like, are bad health policy. Bad health policy.
Why does he keep repeating himself? Why? What is this thing where he's got to say the phrase over and over?
Because, Pat, bad health policy is such a zinger of a line. He has to say it twice.
It's powerful, yeah.
Pat Gray.
Great to have you with us. Got some tweets here. Brian Moore tweets, I'll bet that Cuomo has nothing happened to him. And we'll be speaking at the DNC convention at 24. The D is Teflon.
Power in the D,
Yeah,
baby.
D is for Teflon. That's for sure. DMXDM tweets, wait, what? A Cuomo being creepy, arrogant pervert? No way. Yeah. Smushing Duck. Hey, you.
Hey, you.
What? It's a song by BTO. I was just quoting some lyrics
Oh,
from
he was
Bachman Turner
singing.
Overdrive. Yeah. Hey, you. You say you want to change the world.
Down the neck. Hey, you.
It's all right. No, he's just doing a song from 1975.
It's also a Connell's tune. Hey, you.
Is it?
Yeah. You knew that, though.
I should have known that.
You should have.
Well, I did know that, of course.
Yeah.
I was just checking to see if you would recognize it.
Uh-huh.
Smushing Duck tweets, just resign, you moronic pervert.
They all want him to resign.
If he hasn't learned not to touch people after the initial allegations and defends it like he's not going to stop, he's even dumber than he let on.
Oh, he's sorry that you don't understand his motivations. That's what he's sorry about. That's it. But, they've all said, when you have Chuck Schumer saying you need to resign, times are bad.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, that nauseating voice belongs to Jeffy, and
I was talking.
It's obviously
nauseating.
Time for chewing the fat with Jeffy.
Hey, you.
You say you want to change the world. That's all right. With me, there's no regret.
There's no regret.
It's my turn. The circle game has brought you here.
Thank you.
What's the circle game?
I don't know.
I kind of need to know this. I mean, if it's brought me here.
It's a song that Randy Bachman wrote to Burton Cummings, his former bandmate in the Guess Who.
Are we listening to a BTO jam session right now?
Yes,
Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Didn't quite make the cut.
This is Burton Cummings just before death.
Because Burton thought he was too cool for the Guess Who, and he left. And he had he had one hit.
I know.
Stand
I
Tall.
like Burton too.
Remember that?
Right.
Stand Tall.
Yeah.
And Randy went on to BTO fame.
Yeah, no kidding.
Kicked his butt.
The Guess Who were great in their days.
Oh, I love the Guess Who.
They were great in their
Loved
day.
them.
My grandfather used to.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he share some of the music with you?
Oh, yeah. He played that
All right. So what's going on?
Hey, finally, we have something to cheer about. We needed this with the Olympics. America's Tamara Mensah-Stock, the wrestler, won gold yesterday.
Love her.
And she
Fantastic.
was awesome.
This is what it's about.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling very happy, and I keep trying not to cry, but it keeps happening. And I just want to go into a dark room and just cry. I'm crying from joy.
I was going to say tears of joy. Let me ask you this. You started wrestling in the 10th grade. You are now an Olympic gold medalist. Describe the ride.
Why? Because I knew I could do it. When I first started wrestling, I felt that I could be an Olympic champ, so I kept going. I did it.
Damn right you did. Tamara, I know you lost your father in high school. How do you think he would be responding right now? Seeing you on top of the podium here, coming up.
He would have been the loudest one here. He would be so proud. He would be so happy. He's from Ghana too. He don't say this out loud, but like he was like enemies of Nigeria. So it's kind of like poetic that I had to wrestle Nigeria in the finals. He's from Ghana, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
For women, wrestling has only been an Olympic sport for not even.
Look how excited she gets.
You are the second American woman to win gold. What does this mean for the popularity of the sport and for all the young girls out there that are going to see you and feel inspiration?
It means that they see someone like themselves on that podium, someone like Helen on that podium, showing them just because you're a female, it doesn't mean you can't accomplish the biggest of goals. And being an Olympic champ is one of the hardest things I have ever done in my entire life, and I can say it's well worth it, and I can't wait to be at home with my husband and my dogs celebrating with them.
Wow. That's awesome.
Okay, she goes
That's
on
awesome.
to talk about how proud she
Well,
is
yeah, we should
of
play that. I mean,
America.
that's the part to play.
I know that, where she talks about
We have that, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's
please
show
play that.
because that's.
Of course I surprise myself. It's by the grace of God I'm able to even move my feet. Like, I
Thank
just
you.
leave it in his hands, and I pray that all the practice, that the hell that my freaking coaches put me through pays off. And every single time it does. And I get better and better. And it's so weird that there is no cap to the limit that I can do. And I'm excited to see what I have next.
Last question for you. That American flag around your shoulders looks pretty good. How does that feel to represent your country like this?
It feels amazing. I love representing the U.S. I freaking love living there. I love it. And I'm so happy I get to represent USA.
Think about it.
Love it.
Man, I would have loved to see a little bit more of that during these Olympics. I mean, I may have even watched it.
No twerking. She didn't turn her back on the flag. She didn't spit on it. You know, she didn't put her hands in an X
I know.
at the cross section of intersectionality.
For those oppressed.
I
if the media promoted
Just so
stories
great.
like that instead of these other
Yes.
stories, then we'd be watching more.
Absolutely.
No
now,
question.
I'm still, we lead in medal counts.
Yeah, we're a little
But we
behind in
don't-
gold.
Yeah, a little behind. I mean, China has 32, and we have 25 as of this
26.
standing. All right, 26.
I love Chinese people too, but come on.
That's still
We're only
it's
6
not
behind.
enough.
We'll catch up in track. Track and field, we'll crush the Chinese in track and field. Come on.
Okay.
They're winning stupid events like, I don't know, ping pong. Or
Whoa,
whatever.
whoa.
I love ping pong.
I do too.
Yeah.
I love ping pong too, but
Come
come on.
We got to play that video later of the volley that somebody sent us.
Oh, yeah, that's.
It's not from the Olympics, but it's
You
from a few years ago.
Gotta see
It
it.
is
Yeah,
the
I mean,
most...
well, it's like the games we've had at your house.
Just
Yeah.
like those
It's
games.
Just like those
yes.
games.
Yeah,
Oh.
just as intense. Almost as intense.
Almost
but
as
not
intense.
quite.
I'm still sorry about your lamp, by the way.
Yeah, well.
Watch this. This is from
Look at
some
this.
competition somebody sent us from 2017, but that doesn't matter. Watch this thing.
I mean, that's nuts.
Ping pong.
This is
Look
this
at
is
that.
this is in
Look how
Pat's.
far from the table they are.
I know. Well, we could have done that had you had a bigger room.
Right. Thank you.
Look at this.
No wait. This
I
dude.
know.
Watch the dude in the blue. He's gonna end up
That's unbelievable.
That's
on the
awesome.
other side.
It's time for a drop shot from
I
somebody.
know. Gotta have that.
Stop
There we go.
grunting though.
There it is.
Watch this.
Got it. No.
That is
That was awesome.
ridiculous.
This is insanity.
Oh, he got him. He finally got him. Awesome.
Wow.
It reminds me so much
Just
of my
like those
gameplay.
games
Yeah.
that we play at my house.
Congratulations to Kanye. As in order, he has scored a new Hot 100 smash hit on this week's chart alongside Pop Smoke and Pusha T, as the three hip-hop talents are credited on the track Tell the Vision. And he opens up at number 49, which now puts him at the 110th placement on the Billboard Hot 100. So he passes the King with 109. They were tied at 109 appearances on the Hot 100.
no.
Yeah.
What?
So he has 110 appearances on the Hot 100 now.
How's that make you
Gotta
feel?
be kidding me.
Oh no.
How's that make you
and
feel?
that doesn't make him number one though, Pat.
Wow.
He was tied with the King, and
Yeah.
he's never going to be the King. Let's be honest. That's not going to happen. And Elvis absolutely has an asterisk there because he's charted songs before they created the Hot 100. So really Elvis has 150. But that doesn't put him ahead of Drake at 235.
Drake.
Lil Wayne at 174. And of course, Future with 124.
Future?
Yeah, Future.
I have never heard of
Really?
Future.
You mean Nevadia's Damon Woolburn from Atlanta?
Oh, if you'd said that,
The
we would have
rapper?
known who you were talking about.
Don't know him. And he's third all time
No.
in songs in the top 100?
Future's down a ways. Future's got 124.
Uh-huh.
That's just, single artists, because you've got Glee Cast and Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah. Glee used to. How many do they have?
207.
207.
207 on the Hot 100. I know.
Wow.
I know.
Wow. The
I mean,
Beatles have any?
It's not a.
Or was it all before the
these
top
are
100?
Yeah. A lot of that stuff was. Well, and they have this list here has Taylor Swift at 137. And then Kanye now at 110, Chris Brown.
Let me save Keith the trouble. Where are the Connells?
Hey, where
on
are
this
the
list?
Connells on there?
Where are they?
Huh?
Because
I don't have that list.
Oh, you didn't print up everything.
Print it all the way.
Slackjaw make it on there?
There's not enough paper,
paper.
to print that out. So
I'd like to say that.
So hold on,
but you just
hold on,
can't.
hold on. Explain this to me. Appearances
On the Hot 100.
it's like songs that hit the top 100.
Okay, but no, here's my question. Let's just say you make a song that gets to 100, drops out, and it comes right back in the next week. Does that count as 2 appearances?
No.
Okay. It's just
You're
attached to
in the
one
Hot
song.
100,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
Last week, the Cleveland Indians announced they were changing their name to the Cleveland Guardians. And,
Stupid.
of course, they
There's
have a little
already
bit of
Cleveland
fight on their
Guardians.
hands. That's
I love
right,
it.
there is.
I love it.
There were a couple of Cleveland Guardians, and the big one was the roller derby team.
Did they not Google this?
That-
Some
at
intern?
some point, someone should have just, you don't type in clevelandguardians.com.
Seriously?
And,
this is
it's taken? Oh, darn.
pathetic.
But they trademarked it on April 8th, the baseball team in some Indian Ocean island. What is it? Mauritius or whatever the hell it is out there.
Mauritius?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever the island is. Nobody goes there. And but they trademarked it there, April 8th. To
What?
try.
Why would you trademark it in Mauritius?
Because they didn't want anybody to know that they trademarked it.
Oh, they set them up.
And, right. So, because
How did they
nobody's
trademark
checking.
it when it was already taken? Had
'Cause
they not?
They had not trademarked
They
it.
didn't trademark it.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. So that we'll see. We'll see what happens. And you know what? It's so weird because the Cleveland Guardians, I mean, they have a Facebook page, they have an Instagram account,
Yeah.
they have the website.
As a person who owns a business, who put a lawyer on finding the name of a
Did they
company.
check Mauritius?
They didn't check Mauritius or even this weird place called United States of America.
Never heard of it.
Really?
So, yeah, they said, no, Scrumptious is totally clear.
You're
Go ahead and
fine.
use it. Yeah, use Scrumptious. A year later, the people who own Scrumptious and copyrighted it, they're going to sue if
You
we don't
seriously
stop
have
using it.
the lawyer from Arrested Development.
I did,
Oh,
apparently. Yeah. I was
You can understand how
a little
frustrating
irritated.
it is.
A little irritated. So we went to the people because they're not doing anything with it. They're not actually, they just own it, and they're not doing anything with
Right.
it.
Well, we
went to them to try to get it.
You might win that, actually.
But they wanted $30,000. I'm like, no, I'll give you 2.
Yeah.
Should I offer them cookies, like a couple dozen cookies?
Yeah, I'll give you 2 and a dozen cookies.
Because they...
No. So we get, okay, I'll go as high as 3, but then we're just going to move on.
Because the trademark office, according to this, usually go with first to use rather than first to file.
Oh, wow.
Our lawyer didn't tell us that.
Oh,
I'm just saying that maybe I know that Scrumptious isn't a
that's
Major League
interesting.
Baseball team,
Yeah.
but they said in these stories that they usually go with first
Wow.
to use, not first to file.
Well, you had a good
Now you
look.
tell us.
Where did you
now
get
that we
the-
went with a finished name for cookies.
Wait a
thank
minute.
you.
You didn't come to
Thank
me
you.
for advice, my friend.
That's right. That's right. No, wait. Where
You
did you
didn't
get
come to
this
me. I
lawyer?
told you what to tell
Did
them.
you get the hammer?
When
You
I
didn't
first
get
heard
the
about it,
hammer,
I
did
can't
you?
listen to both of you at the same
Okay.
time.
I
Wait,
don't care.
Which attorney did you get?
I don't
In
know.
the back of a Yellow Pages or something?
Yes.
Got to go with the hammer, man.
Something
The
like
Texas
that.
It's hammer time. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. The Texas Hammer.
So this week we had that.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
They were actually playing the
Oh, they were
spot.
going to the whole spot. Well, we know who he is. We had the Kansas City Chiefs said they are retiring their mascot, War Paint. It's going away. They said that.
Oh, yeah, you have to. It's inevitable now.
The president said, we feel like it's time to retire War Paint. Do we have the president saying that? Probably not. So we'll just let that one go. He also said...
Maybe he didn't really say it. How do I know that he said it?
He did, because I'm telling you, he did.
What if you're lying to
I'm
me?
not lying to
It's
you.
Nate's fault.
And he said that he feels that it's time to retire. And he said they have no plans to change their name, but would continue collaborating with a really good American Indian working group that provides real guidance and feedback and perspective on the issue. They'll be changing their name next season.
You know they will.
They've got one more season left.
It's inevitable.
The Chiefs. Yeah, it's done. It's a
inevitable.
done deal. It's never enough. They've already started to bend the knee. already. They're getting rid of the war paint, the mascot. The name's next. Absolutely. Never bend the knee. You're never going to do that.
Well, how would you like the name of a team to be the Crackers?
Oh, that'd be
How'd you like that?
I'd love it.
I wouldn't care, really.
How would you like him to be the Caspers? How about that one? That'd piss you off.
I'd be Caucasians.
I'd be mad.
The
I'd be
Caucasians.
really mad. Yeah.
Do that.
So, logos are important, and we've all seen, how logos have their hidden little meanings in them. Like the FedEx logo with the arrow between the E and the X. We've seen that, and we saw the Wendy's logo with the little mom on the collar, and the Baskin Robbins, which made an appearance earlier on the show with the the 31 flavors with the B and the R, and the Tostitos is one of my favorites actually, with the logo as the two T's are people dipping the chip into the salsa on the I, kind of like that, and Goodwill with the smiley face, so cute. So my favorite I think is the Bronx Zoo though. It's the largest zoo, and they have the giraffes and the birds. But I love how the space between the legs is the skyline of New York for the Bronx Zoo. It's really
Very cool.
But I had this logo sent to me this weekend, and I've been, I actually LOL'd with this. So this logo is the Bulls logo, right? Everybody knows the Bulls logo. Mm-hmm. But if you turn the Bulls logo upside down, you have a robot doing, well, you see what it's doing with the crab.
It's writing it.
With the crab.
What
It's writing. Sure. That's exactly what it's
supposed to be that? Did they do that on purpose, or was that just?
I don't know, but I really think it's fun. You can take it off the screen now. It's a little, but it's
why?
It's really fun. You can't unsee it. I mean, it's just,
that's weird.
I know.
That's weird.
I don't know who was the first person to look at it upside down and go, hey.
Probably the same person that was the first to listen to a song backwards. And say, hey, what is that?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was Andrew Cuomo going, hey, you. Oh,
maybe.
Yeah, hey, you.
Maybe the robot going, hey, you, to the crab. Hey, you.
Hey, you.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for noticing. 888-900-3393. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Sabes84 tweets, thank you in advance for reading my tweet on air.
Yeah.
Okay. Reverend Chipotle.
Yesterday's show.
What I've noticed about the Tamara Mensah stock story is that the media is barely even paying attention or running the video, but they cover every anti-American 24/7. The MSM hates America and everything we stand for.
Yep.
Indeed. It does seem to be true. B.S. Mariani. Biden also wanted Governor Northam to resign after his blackface pics. We all know how that worked out. Yeah, really good for Governor Northam.
Yeah.
Actually. Rock skipping gold medalist. Man, if you can win a gold in rock skipping, you've accomplished something in your life.
You need to be on a Wheaties box.
And nobody can ever take that from you. So congratulations on that. I will say on that rock skipping thing, remember the competition? When the pandemic first kicked in, ESPN had nowhere to go and nothing to cover.
They were doing the one up on Mackinac Island
and they
Michigan.
did the Mackinac Island, Michigan rock skipping championship. I think the winner skipped a rock like 24 times or something. I mean, it is kind of impressive. Because you choose your own rock.
Yeah, you got to get to.
It's got to be a certain size, and to skip it 24 times, that's talent. So my hat's off to him. Anyway, thank goodness Cuomo didn't say, "Hey, ma'am, hey, ma'am."
Hey.
Yeah. It was just, "Hey, you."
Hey, you.
So, yeah, that would have also been a hate crime had he said, "Ma'am."
Oh yeah,
because of course.
Point of personal privilege.
Yeah, go ahead. Remind us on
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Right, exactly. Jeffy's Meat Sweats is back tweeting.
All right.
We're on the edge of having a society of untouchables. There will be people who aren't allowed to be in society, have a real job, or own property. Well, right, the unvaccinated. You've already described them.
Hello.
They can only have dangerous jobs in the sewer, like the third world untouchables. Yeah. Yeah.
We're on the doorstep.
Sure are. Seriously, it's getting worse every day on the vaccine thing.
Oh, yes. And it's a matter of just, it's okay if you don't want to get the vaccine, but not really. I mean, you can't say it.
Yeah, it is not okay. They're not even pretending it's okay right now if you don't want to get. You're a moron. If you don't belong in society.
If you say, well, no, I believe that you should get the vaccine if you want to, but I just think it's a choice.
Oh my God!
No, it's not.
No, it's not, because you don't have the choice to infect me. Well, haven't you been vaccinated? Then how the hell am I going to vaccinate you or infect you?
Yeah.
You believe so much in the vaccination. How will I infect you if you're vaccinated? Don't worry about me. Don't worry about it. How about that? Don't worry about me.
Wow. Why do you just want people to die?
I don't know. I just don't like them.
Just want people to die.
I just don't like them. So yesterday, Bill de Blasio babbling about vaccine passports in New York City. Yep.
New approach, which we're calling the Key to NYC Pass.
Oh, here we go.
The key
to New York City. When you hear those words, I want you to imagine the notion that because someone's vaccinated, they can do all the amazing things that are available in this city.
Oh, that's great.
This is a miraculous place, literally full of wonders. And if you're vaccinated, all that's going to open up to you. You'll have the key. You can open the door. But if you're unvaccinated, unfortunately, you will not be able to participate in many things. That's the point we're trying to get across. It's time for people to see vaccination as literally necessary to living a good and full and healthy life.
Wow.
The Key to NYC Pass will be a first-in-the-nation approach. It will require vaccination for workers and customers
He loves
in indoor
oppression.
dining,
and he should be.
in indoor fitness facilities,
indoor dining,
indoor
fitness.
entertainment facilities. This is going to be a requirement. The only way to patronize these establishments indoors will be if you're vaccinated, at least one dose. The same for folks in terms of work. They'll need at least one dose.
In terms of work? Wow.
Yeah. I mean, Broadway already did it, right? Broadway already came out, beat him to the punch. Broadway said all workers, anybody, you want to come and see a show, anything, 100% vaccinated. Yep.
That is something else.
It's scary because this is the kind of stuff that we talk about in history. We're like, can you believe they separated their society like that? Hello, here we are, America 2021. Two societies, two Americas.
You know what? And they've said in the UK and India, the Delta variant has already subsided.
Yeah.
It's virtually over there.
Delta Plus, hello.
Thank you.
Yeah, but now we got the Delta Plus.
Delta Plus.
And following closely on the Delta Plus is the Delta Plus Plus.
Oh, really?
And then after that will be the Delta Infinity.
Delta Q Plus?
Yes.
Q Plus. Delta Q.
Yes. So.
Yeah.
QIA Plus.
QIA plus.
I don't know.
Delta variant. Yeah.
The QQIA
the QQIA
plus. The Delta QQIA2 plus.
Okay.
Plus. Infinity.
I mean, it does, and they're shutting it down, right? We have we had the story with the social media, the dating site, Unjected. Was the Tinder site for people who were, because Tinder has their special. If you're vaccinated, you get your little special vaccinated picture on Tinder. And Unjected, they claim they're not anti-vaccine; they're just pro-choice, and they believe that you should have the choice. So we're not going to put your app up. Apple said, we're not putting your app up. We don't want you on the app. Get out of here. Now, they're still up on the Google Play as of yesterday. We'll see how long that lasts.
So what's the Joe Biden take on unvaccinated immigrants coming across? Didn't you send in a clip of that?
I did. Yes, I did.
Let's see if I want to see that one. I have not heard this yet.
Listen to this question.
About something that you just said.
I'm sure you do.
Thank you.
Pause it for a second. You know what's interesting to me? They keep calling on Peter Doocy. They know he's going to challenge them, but they've continued to. I can't believe he hasn't kind of been shut out and shunned.
He's the only one, though, right? I was thinking about this the other day. He's the only one.
Yeah, that will
so
challenge
it's
them.
Almost like he's their fallback to be able to say,
we call it everybody. Yeah. All right, let's see what he has.
Ball high enough and no ocean wide enough to protect us from the virus. So what is the thinking behind letting untested and unvaccinated migrants cross the southern border into U.S. cities in record numbers?
Yep.
There is what we're doing. We have not withdrawn the order that is sometimes critical or criticized, saying that unvaccinated people should go back across the border.
Should be go back.
But unaccompanied children is a different story.
What?
Because that's the most humane thing to do is to test them and to treat them and not send them back alone.
Yeah, but why
Mr. President,
are you allowing them into our cities? Why? You still didn't answer the question.
No, he
Oh
did
my
not.
gosh.
He answered, I don't know what.
I don't know
there.
what he answered.
I don't know what that was. But he did not answer the question. Why is it okay for them to come unfettered into the United States of America when we're so worried about this vaccine, when we're so worried about the virus, when everybody's going to die if we're not all vaccinated, and yet you're allowing them to pour across our border?
And we're getting reports daily of them being put on buses and planes and dropped off all over in different American cities unchecked.
Right.
Are they allowed to go to New York, though?
I don't know.
If they have
a
passport. No, they don't need a passport. That's right. They don't need
fine.
ID on an airplane.
Fine.
You see that? That they just relaxed the restrictions on illegal immigrants to fly?
They have
Oh,
to.
you don't have to show your ID.
You don't have to.
Did I say 2 Americas? I'm sorry. We have 3 Americas now.
Yeah.
Okay, neat.
Vaccinated, unvaccinated, illegals.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what question. I'm pretty sure Joe Biden didn't answer any questions from Peter Ducey right there. He didn't even answer.
No, that's true.
He didn't even answer why were traffic emails sent.
They,
I mean, none of it.
Yeah, that's true.
None of it.
So they allow him to ask a question. They just don't answer it.
Right.
They answer whatever question they want. But
And,
it's
I mean,
not
he
Peter's.
can barely answer a question anyway.
Yeah, he's out to lunch.
Yeah.
And he's not coming home for dinner. All right. Yesterday we talked about this unusual situation that I've never heard of before with a high school senior skipping his senior year in high school and going directly to college to play football. Quinn Ewers, who's the quarterback at South Lake Carroll here in the
coach is
DFW.
happy.
They got to be beside themselves.
Yes.
They were going to have one more year. I mean, they made it to the state championship last year. They lost, but they made it to the state championship. And so this was their year to win it again. And now he's gone. Took off for Ohio State. So we were wondering, he can't even.
Right.
You can go to college without graduating from high
That
school?
doesn't sound good at all.
He did
Well,
graduate.
he's
He
already
graduated
graduated,
early.
yeah.
I didn't realize that.
So he had one class left, I guess, and he was just going to kind of
That's a
do
lot
that
of
during the
seniors do
season.
that. A lot of seniors do that, especially athletes, because they want to play that senior year. So they take, they have enough credits to graduate. So that senior year, they go to their,
their one class.
cooking class
Yes.
to make sure that they're going to school, but really they're there to play the sport.
And instead, he just finished up early, and now he's going to skip his whole senior season.
And a Pat had reached out to me that knows the family. Says he's actually already 18 years old.
Oh, he's 18 now?
He redshirted in 7th grade. Yeah, devout Christian family. Mom was and is a teacher here in Carroll ISD. They know what they're doing. He finished that class like you mentioned.
So he's 18 years old and a millionaire.
I thought so. They're calling when you get held back a grade. They're calling
Right.
that red shirting.
I've never heard redshirting
in high school.
Yeah, that's not red shirting. That's being held back. All right. Sorry. All right, I disappoint you.
Well, I would imagine the South Lake family isn't hurting for money. It doesn't seem like they would need to.
Really?
Yeah, get the kid out.
You don't even know them.
Start
I don't know.
earning that money. Yeah, no, I know one thing about them. They live in South Lake, and and Quinn goes to South Lake High.
Let's go to South
Barack
Lake.
Obama,
South
is
Lake
that
Carroll.
you?
I know, kidding.
Pretty soon, you've had enough schooling.
So I wouldn't suspect that they're hurting for money. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe they live in the South Lake slums where the homes are only $1 million.
I was gonna say
Right,
I got to know
right.
where the South Lake slums
If
are.
you come into South Lake off of 114 and make a right, you hit the slums.
You hit the slums?
Yeah, those
Oh.
houses are only worth
About
maybe 2, 3
million.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
If you go a little bit farther right, then you get into the 8s and 10s.
But you turn left and you run into a castle.
Right.
You ever
Oh,
see
that's
that
a
on
fact.
114?
That's a fact. There's a baseball park over there that has this just the dichotomy is ridiculous. I would never want to live this close to a little league field but I've got to find a picture online. It is a mansion, and it's right beyond the right field fence, and it's something to see.
Yeah, many of the homes in South Lake are something to see. So anyway, this kid is 18 years old now. He's already got over $1 million worth of NIL endorsements lined up.
That's great.
$1 million.
And good for him.
Yeah, I love it.
But let's produce something.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, I'd like to see.
He may
something.
completely wash out.
Right.
And he'll still be a millionaire. So good for him. Is this a great country or what?
No doubt about it. I love the USA, man.
Really hasn't proven anything outside of high school yet. I mean, it's really interesting.
And we know that he was held back a year, so maybe he's not real bright.
He redshirted.
Nice.
He redshirted.
Just saying.
Nice.
I don't know. Yeah, that's right. He redshirted. Okay.
Speaking of people named Quinn, Canada has a soccer star named Quinn.
Like that's literally the entirety of the name.
Quinn.
Is that the Quinn the medicine man?
Quinn in Canada, and by the way, this is the team that beat the United States. Quinn is one of at least 3 transgender or non-binary athletes to compete in the Tokyo Games. So there's 3 of them, not just that weightlifter.
Right.
New Zealand weightlifter Laurel Hubbard and American skateboarder Alana Smith. But Quinn will be the only one to leave with a medal.
How's that taste, U.S. women's soccer team, to lose to a dude?
Yeah, that's gotta hurt. I mean,
so they play tomorrow, right?
Wow.
The USA still has a chance for a bronze.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. So Canada will compete for the gold against Sweden after beating the United States 1-0, thanks to a penalty kick in the 75th minute of the game. So proud of my team. They're my best friends. I'm so glad we're back a better medal than bronze, said Quinn, who goes by one name and uses gender-neutral pronouns.
Nice.
According to the Canadian news outlet CBC.
I love that. I love the one-name thing.
I love the gender-neutral pronouns. That's one of my favorite things in life.
Right. Yeah, because that's how they wrote the story.
Yeah, that's exactly how they wrote it. They, them, theirs, we, us, ours. I don't know what are
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Right. And then we've got Gwen Berry. Remember her?
I do.
The hammer thrower.
It's hammer time.
It is hammer time.
She's the one who upstaged the gold medalist and the silver medalist. She's not going to win a medal. Isn't
because
that a
we
shame?
played the national anthem on purpose.
Yeah. Right. As an affront to her specifically. She failed to medal during the women's hammer throw finals.
No.
Finished
Gosh, darn it.
11th out of 12. Oh, that's too darn bad. My goodness.
I know. She won't have a time to protest up on the
right.
on the
She won't be able to
podium.
twerk or protest or turn her back on the flag or anything. That's a darn shame, isn't it?
Now I want us to get medals, and I want us to
too.
do a lot more gold medals.
Do too.
But
I don't want the protesters winning medals. I just don't. Sorry, we don't need that.
I know.
888-900-3393. When it comes to car and home insurance, we deserve better, right? You know, I do. I put my policy to the test, and I turn to Gabi. They literally stand for Get a Better Insurance. Gabi. Getting better insurance with Gabi means a better price for the same insurance coverage. Now, how do you know you're comparing apples to apples? Well, you upload your current insurance, and then they find you something cheaper than what you're paying right now. And if they can't find you something cheaper, then they tell you that, and you know that you're getting the best deal that's possible. But Gabi customers save, on average, $961 a year, and they'll never sell your info, so you won't get any annoying spam or robocalls because of them. Now, put your policy to the test like I did. Get a better insurance with Gabi. It's totally free to check out. There's no obligation. Go to Gabi.com/unleashed, GABI.com/unleashed, Gabi.com/unleashed.
This is Pat Gray. Pat Gray returns on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter, where we are doomed. Tweets. It's amazing how the language changes when talking about Democrat sexual harassment. If you're a Republican accused of something 30 years ago with no witnesses, it's the truth. If it's a Democrat this year with tons of evidence, it's their truth, right?
Yeah.
We want to hear their truth. By the way, there's no such thing as their truth.
Well, if you identify,
there is only truth.
If you identify as they and their,
yeah, that's
then
not
it's
a
their
thing.
truth.
No, that's not a thing. Lumbee IT department tweets: all teams must change their mascot to the non-gender specific anti-racist advocates. It's the only acceptable name. Okay. All right. That's why the Washington football team, I guess, that generic title, that generic name,
right,
is just going to stick and endure. And it's so
That's what we're just
stupid
gonna
every
do?
time I hear
No,
it.
they said they're going to have a new nickname next year.
Oh, they did.
2022.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see.
But we go through 2021 again with the dumb. The Washington football team.
And watch it be copyrighted on Mauritius.
Probably. All right. Also, we got a box of goodies from somebody. It's from Nick in Illinois, who just had jaw cancer, and we heard from him that I guess it's going pretty well now, right?
Yeah. Remember he
going
called
well
and
for
thanked the whole audience for the prayers.
That's
and
great.
He's doing great, and he sent us.
Really cool. He sent me a gold capo for the guitar. That's really cool.
Oh, that was nice.
Oh, how cool is that?
Very
really
cool.
nice.
I've never seen a gold capo.
I got a Hanson CD of music that I'm probably very
Hanson
unfamiliar
CD?
with. Yeah, it's like he said, no, that's not even on here.
I love
He's
the
like, this is stuff that rocks.
Hanson actually is pretty good.
So I'm looking forward
I
to
love
checking
that.
this out if I can find a CD player in
I think
my
if
house.
most people listen to Hanson CDs after Bop, they'd be blown away. You couldn't identify them as
I'm looking
Hanson.
forward to this experience.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I ever met Hanson when they were in a building in Tampa, Florida.
Oh, cool.
Glenn was chasing them down the hallway in a paper towel suit. It was awesome.
Now,
It was awesome.
now,
And wasn't it Isaac that didn't come down here and visited us?
Yeah. They
Yeah,
have
they're fans.
you big the really nice people.
speaking of
and
South Lake,
they,
that's where they're from, right?
Yeah, I think so.
But
Right up that area?
they have a brewery in Oklahoma.
Is that
they?
right?
Yeah.
Wow. So Nick asked that you open your gift on the air. I promise you I have no idea what it is. I
So
don't
hurry
know.
up. What is it?
I don't know.
Rip that thing open. We're not going to save the paper. So just tear it open.
No, but I want to.
Come
I
on.
like it.
Come on. We're not going to save it.
I like it.
Come on, Grandma. We're going to save it.
Okay, Diurex water pills. I mean,
Right. Good.
Oh, man. Nick.
and hydroxycut.
Hydroxycut.
That's sweet.
Nice. That is
Yeah, nice.
it's sweet.
That's sweet. That's nice. I mean, it's not a gold capo.
No, it's not.
It's not
No.
a Hanson CD either.
But for you, I mean, it's appropriate
Wow.
and it's body specific.
Wow.
Andy sent a letter.
Oh, I'm sure it's a nice one, too.
I bet it is.
Oh, it's great.
Like, hey, Jeffy, you're wonderful.
It's got a lot of hearts drawn on it.
And by the way, you're overweight.
That's not what he put on.
No, it's
No?
not.
Yeah, no.
You want to share the contents, or you want to just...
I'll just say that I see cutting calories in quotation marks.
Okay. All right. Well, good.
So it's nice
Good.
of him. Thank you.
That's nice.
That is
That's
nice.
Glad to hear you
Thanks,
made
Nick.
it through that cancer.
Oh, no. Nick, we love you.
All right. 888-900-3393. We have to show you this state legislator whose name is Lois Kolkhorst. And she had in front of her at this hearing the University of Texas college president. So they're grilling him because Texas is moving to the SEC,
Right.
and many people are not happy about it. And so here she is asking some questions of the president of UT.
What's your athletic budget?
It's over 200 million. It's probably 220, 225 in that range.
My gosh.
Where does that put you in the U.S.?
Number
Depending
one.
on how you count, probably first.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to brag.
That's without a winning football team.
It's in spite of our football team. We've been winning, just not like we like to win.
3-7 against the Horned Frogs.
3-7. They're actually 2-7 against the Horned
Maybe your
Frogs.
fan base would rather lose to Alabama than TCU.
Oh, cool. That's brutal. That's brutal.
I think what is so telling in that
great.
is he estimates the budget is, I don't know, 200, 225.
225 in there somewhere. 250,
I don't have the exact
300,
numbers.
I don't know.
We could get somebody in here to
Half
let
a
you know.
billion,
Yeah.
something like
It's
that.
a rounding error, you know.
We spend a
And
lot.
by
on
the
football.
way, what's it to you?
Yeah, right.
All right, tough.
Well,
you're
they're
a
a public
state university
institution.
is,
That's
I think,
why
why it would matter.
There is something that is their business in that.
Yeah, well, tough.
Yeah. But, $225 million sports budget? Nice.
What are they supposed to do? Play in dumps? No.
No.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't expect
What do you
that.
want them to play with old raggedy clothes?
No.
Okay.
No. And I don't want their head coach to make any less than $8.5 million a year.
Well, your prayers have been answered.
Because, you're what? You're in poverty if you make any less than that.
Pat Gray.
Want a personal privilege?
Yes.
Pat Gray is here, and he's unleashed.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Thank you. By the way, it's worth mentioning, at least to me, that the University of Texas, with their $225 million budget every year, not only are they 2-7 against the TCU Horned Frogs, they're 1-4 all time against the BYU Cougars.
When's the last time they played? 1935?
No, 2014. 2014, my friend.
Okay.
I don't even have to look up Nebraska, by the way. I'm not doing
losing record against Texas, perhaps?
Yeah, Texas is 9-1, if I'm not mistaken. I will look this up.
Really?
Oh, we've lost heartbreak after heartbreak.
Wow.
We've lost in so many. We've lost in Atlanta Falcons ways. Is what Nebraska has done with Texas. Mm-hmm.
Nebraska plays Oklahoma this year, by the way. Did you know that?
I do know that. 50th year.
It's the 50-year anniversary of the game of the century.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
It's at Oklahoma this year, and it'll be in Lincoln next year.
Elvis never. Texas was not an easy game. Plus, he hated playing in their stadium.
Why?
Because just so loud, and the fans were they were fans.
Yeah.
And they were boisterous.
Yeah.
The fans were fans.
And they may not have been.
They were not fans of the opposing team.
Right.
And guess where he lives now?
Yeah, Austin.
I know.
I didn't even think of that.
That's weird. Yeah.
That is fun.
That's interesting. All right, got some tweets here. I am blessed. Tweets, when did New York City go from begging citizens to return to the city to using mandates to keep people away? Good question. Hippie Patriot by like Tamara went downstairs, and I knew that Jeffy was on when my dog ran down to the basement with me because the Jeffy song came on.
Nice. Thank you.
Al Gore's artificial insanity. Has DeSantis or any governor ever said that a person who wants to wear a mask can't wear a mask?
Right.
Don't believe so. If you want to wear the face diaper, wear it. If you don't need the government to tell you to. It would be nice if, I don't know, we had our individual freedom, our liberty to make those decisions for our own health. And they will tell you, but then you can make me sick. Not if you've got the mask on if you want it.
Right.
And not if you've been vaccinated.
Plus, DeSantis is taking such a beating, but Eben Brown for Fox tweeted yesterday, and Eben lives in Florida, said according to data unpublished by healthcaredata.gov, the number of deaths per 100,000 due to COVID-19 in Florida, 0 in the past 7 days.
Oh,
so
wow.
I don't know that he's actually killing people, the governor of the state of Florida.
Well, he's making them sick. And that's bad enough, Jeffy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's making them sick.
Never mind.
That used to be the cry, though. You're killing people. People are going to die. And now, no deaths in the last 7 days. And that's a good stat. That's interesting. New Mexico Supreme Court has made a really interesting ruling. That makes gas stations liable for drunk driving accidents.
It's about time.
Finally.
It's about time the convenience store worker
is held accountable.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How many times you seen drunks pull out of gas stations and you think, Why did
How
that
did the
convenience
clerk let
store
him
worker
leave?
let that person
right,
go?
the 17-year-old dropout that was redshirted in 7th grade. No, sorry, different story. That's the guy now that is Law and Order. Okay, makes total sense.
Yeah. So you're not supposed to sell gas to them if they're drunk. So somebody pulls up to the gas pump. I guess you got to go out and smell their breath and make sure they're not drunk when they're filling up their tank because they paid for it at the tank now. I don't know if anybody knows that.
I don't know that makes you liable, right? This particular case, they went inside, right?
I don't care if you go inside. You can't make the 7-Eleven clerk responsible for a drunk driver.
Right, well, and then of course, that's what the attorney for the convenience store workers of America or whatever is trying to say.
Okay, how about the guy who sold him the car that didn't have an accurate judge of character and knew that the guy was eventually going to go drive drunk?
We'll get to them.
We will get to that.
We'll get
it's
to
not
them.
a joke, and one of the dissenting judges said so.
Yeah, we'll get to them. And the big dissenting judge isn't even a judge anymore, is retired, so they don't care what she had to say.
The state Supreme Court, it was only a 3-1 ruling, so there was only one person against it.
Oh, wow.
Ruled that no law prevents the sale of gas to a drunken driver. Vendors, while that is the case, vendors have a legal responsibility not to sell to someone who is drunk.
No.
Right.
What? No. First of all, they're not trained to know if you're drunk or not. I mean, you could seem like you're fairly fine, and maybe I can't smell liquor on your breath. You've got to be 6 feet away from me. Right.
Well, this person was reportedly, this particular case, this person was twice the legal limit.
And the clerk was supposed to recognize that. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sensing you're twice the legal limit of alcohol in your bloodstream. Or is it blood in your alcohol stream? I mean, that's how drunk you are now.
Maybe
I think you've got an alcohol stream and only a little blood in it.
I think maybe so now the convenience stores are going to have to put in breathalyzers to sell alcohol.
Not breathalyzers, inhalators.
Yeah. You have to put inhalators in to sell alcohol, right? So if you don't pass, you can't buy the alcohol.
That's coming.
Have a nice day.
That's actually a good point because then that takes the whole bartender thing. I still have never been swayed that the bartender, and I think I'm the last person standing in this, should take away your key or stop serving you, right? Especially now that we've come to the age of Uber. I don't know how this person's getting home. They're not my responsibility. They're an adult.
Right. That's right.
I
agree with that. No, they're not. No, they're not. I'm not your mother. I'm not your brother. I'm not related to you in any way. I'm serving you drinks.
The courts disagree, my friend.
I know. It's asinine.
I hate it.
It's asinine. There is a lack of established guidelines as to how retailers should investigate a supposed drunken customer or whether the liability would extend to self-service stations. Aren't they all self-service now except in New Jersey, where New Jersey's the only place in the world I know of where they still pump gas.
Right, but I mean, people still do go in and pay. Right. I mean, that's
this dude could have easily, pulled up, done his credit card, and you would have never known.
But if I see somebody at the tank, I gotta get my card out, get some gas.
I've got a line of 12 people. 3 of them want lottery tickets. Some guys, I gotta check his ID.
I agree. I'm just trying to make the argument of what their argument is to this.
Well, it's a ridiculous argument. Seriously, making a clerk.
This is New Mexico, and then Tennessee is another state where they've already made this a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming.
Doing this to putting this kind of responsibility on a convenience store clerk.
Come on now,
so asinine.
Right, and that's what.
Wow.
And she said, like, these are businesses that have nothing to do with alcohol. Where does it stop?
Yeah. But they do sell it, but that's not even what you're talking about. You're talking about not selling them more alcohol. You're talking about selling them gas.
Yeah, that's exactly her point, yes.
That's crazy. I'm sorry. So now when Jeffy comes in, you got a fatty there. Should I not sell him a candy bar?
All right. Do you care about his cholesterol, his health, his intake there?
I'm responsible. What if he eats this candy bar and immediately drops dead from a heart attack?
No, Pat.
Am I liable for that?
No,
the store is Circle Jeffy now.
Bro, he gets behind the wheel.
Gets
behind the wheel.
Yeah.
Pulls out into the highway.
Yeah.
Has a heart attack because you just gave him the final straw, last piece of the puzzle, and boom, causes a 7-car wreck.
Don't worry about it, though, because I've got my hydroxycut and
That's good.
Diurex, whatever.
Let me eat!
Thank you.
You're going to take this.
All right, let me tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust, because these are people who can help you sell your home quickly and for the most money. Or if you're buying a home, to get the most for your money out of your purchase. Real Estate Agents I Trust. They've been doing this a long time. These are people with great track records. How do I know that? Well, because they have to have that in order to be part of the team. Glenn's people have vetted these agents very carefully and make sure that they have track records that are really good. These are just the best agents in each market. And they know how to advise you on certain things like, do you have to update your house or make certain repairs? Or you just try to sell it as is. Will that be good enough? And if you're relocating and you're selling your home in one location, buying in another, you really need people that you can trust and people that are going to be there for the long haul for you. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. Go to realestateagentsitrust.com. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
You know, just when you think things can't get any more ridiculous.
No, I do.
They do. They get more ridiculous.
Yeah, we're conditioned now.
It's crazy. I mean, I never thought we'd see the day where a gas station attendant can't sell you gas because they have to determine whether or not you're too drunk to drive. That's nuts. Like, that's their responsibility. Wow. That can't hold up in court, right? If somebody sues you because you shouldn't have sold him another drink, I can't imagine that a jury of your peers would say, yep, that was his responsibility. I don't care how many customers he had backed up.
I think it's already
at
happened.
checkout.
I mean, right? This guy pulled out and got into an accident. So that's where this case stemmed from.
That's
and this
crazy.
case I don't know how many years ago now. I mean, it's quite an old case now.
Is it?
Finally made it to the Supreme Court of New Mexico, yeah.
I bet that goes to the Supreme Court of the United States of America.
Maybe that's what they're hoping for.
Maybe. That's where it belongs. I mean, if you, of course, I don't have confidence they'll make the right decision. I really don't. Wow. All right. 888-900.
Good time to invest in inhalators.
Inhalators, yeah, breathalyzers and inhalators. Buy them right now. By the dozen, because you're going to need them no matter what you do.
Right.
No matter what you do. You are your brother's keeper. Just know that.
Oh.
And accept that. And make sure that if somebody comes into your establishment, that you don't sell them whatever it is they're there to buy, because you never know. They might be completely drunk. And you just don't know them very well. They don't seem drunk, but you don't want to take the chance.
Don't sell them lottery tickets either, because you don't know if they'll be responsible enough to handle that windfall.
What if they've got a gambling addiction?
What if they got a gambling addiction?
Right. Thank you.
Right. Can I sue them for that?
We've already have to.
What if they come in all the time and you just keep selling them tickets and they lose their home? Can't I sue you for continuing to sell them lottery tickets?
I bet you could.
I bet you could. And you'd probably win.
Yeah,
and there's your court precedence right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Why is that any different than the driving thing? It's not. It's really not.
Well, people aren't being killed by the lottery tickets.
No, but they're losing their livelihood.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe their families, maybe their homes.
Yeah. Maybe he loses a job. Kid loses health care, gets sick, can't go to the doctor.
I'm going to sue them because
Mm-hmm.
that place sold cigarettes to my grandmother who died of lung cancer.
See?
And they continued to sell cigarettes to her.
Jeffy's got it figured out.
Why not? By the way, did you see Kathy Griffin?
Yeah, lung cancer.
Has lung cancer. Now, if this was a conservative we were talking about, the left would be cheering for that. They'd be celebrating that.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Wouldn't they?
Well, they did. Rush Limbaugh died of cancer.
Yes. Oh, my gosh.
They did.
That is true. That is true. Now, we would never do that. We would never celebrate the fact that she's sick. I'm not happy about that.
Yeah, no, she said she never smoked. They're taking out a part of her one lung, and that she should be fine. But, that's what
they
she
caught
said.
It early.
Yeah, she said that she should be fine. But then she had some interview where she went on about talking about her suicidal thoughts and her dipping into drug addiction during the pandemic. All right, thank you. Sorry, maybe you shouldn't have held up the head. All right, thanks.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. By the way, there's a bipartisan infrastructure package that's pending in the Senate. that allocates $250 million to something incredibly important that we've been talking about since the late 40s, probably.
What's that?
Maybe early 50s. Might have been the early 50s when we started to talk about the invasive plant elimination program.
Oh my gosh.
Was it the late 40s or the early 50s?
No, it was early 50s.
Jeffy would know because he's the one that was his soapbox before anybody else got on board.
I'm so pissed
Jeffy, I remember
today.
you were really early on this.
I'm ticked that you brought it back up again because now.
Oh, no. You set him up.
Have I set you off again?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, man.
It wasn't the Island of Spice,
No,
so I thought
no,
maybe
no.
it was
Whoa,
okay.
Oh, now you bring up.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
no.
I've done that one
What
too.
are you doing? I tried to tiptoe
Plant
around it,
invasion
man.
and the Island of Spice all in one moment.
Now, what about the invasive plant elimination program
yeah.
on the Island of
man.
Spice? Okay. You can't go any further.
Wow, you've done it, man.
right, wow.
Why you want to set him off? Poor guy can't take it. His heart can't take it. You're going to be responsible.
Oh.
So this program will provide grants to states to clear invasive plant species that obstruct or line roads, highways, railroads, or other ground-level transportation
No
routes.
waterways, though.
No waterways. No.
Huh. That's weird.
Are you pissed that they're
Yeah,
not
so what's wrong
including
with
waterways?
Yeah, the waterways get clogged up, man.
They do. Yeah, they do. According to the provisions language, $50 million for each of fiscal years 2022 through 26, totaling $250 million in taxpayer money, will be appropriated to execute the program. And can you believe this is the kind of crap we're paying for and actually worried about? The bill's obscure earmark for a state-level public landscaping project lends credibility to some Republican concerns.
Does it?
That the Biden-backed infrastructure plan could degenerate into a wasteful legislative boondoggle?
Not in this country.
What?
Never
Where are
happened.
you getting that?
Hold on
I
a
wouldn't
second.
want you to think about mowing the lawn.
Hold on. There's got to be a way to document this.
Oh, man.
These invasive plant species that they're allocating money to get rid of, I guarantee you, it won't be a decade before there's another bill in Congress that says we need to plant these species because they're lacking in our nation.
Oh,
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Ridiculous.
Then we'll have to spend another $250 to get it back.
Mm-hmm. It's coming. Oh, that's how our government operates.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Absolutely. And Anna Navarro, by the way, who the hell is Anna Navarro?
Really?
You might be thinking to yourself right now.
You know where you love her.
She's
one of the business channels, right?
Is she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
and
gosh.
she's a guest host on The View right now, I think.
No, she tweets stupid crap.
Yeah, but she's one of the like Fox Business or
Really?
one of the CNBC. one
All
of the
I know is
business channels, I think,
her
yeah.
tweets are nauseating.
She was commenting yesterday on the Andrew Cuomo thing, and here's what she said.
Okay, this would be rich.
I find the results of Cuomo's investigation inexcusable and unacceptable.
Really?
Full stop.
Wow.
Then she continued.
Oh, okay.
But if you support a former president who's been accused of rape and sexual assault by dozens of women, a man we all heard boast about grabbing a woman by the, I'll say hoo-ha, that's not the word she used, shut the hell up. Really? Anna, I don't think you understand the meaning of the phrase full stop. So
Just gut check.
stop. Let me explain it to you, you blithering buffoon. If it means that you don't say any more after the full stop part.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. You stop babbling about that which you were just babbling about. If you really believe what you said about the Cuomo harassment being inexcusable and unacceptable, and then you say full stop, well, then you don't go on to babble about somebody else to excuse Cuomo's actions. You just full stop. You don't continue.
Okay.
But she did.
I mean, I'm not good at that either in my life. Stopping when I say I'm going to stop.
No, probably none of us are, but
but boy, she's good.
Yeah, she's great. The View. I can't believe it's still on the air.
Oh my God!
I honestly, when it debuted, I didn't think it would last.
Me neither. I remember it well.
Right?
And then I
thought,
started pulling
this
clips off of it.
This is a 6-month thing, tops.
Yeah.
It's been what? 30 years?
Oh, no,
now.
it's been about 20.
20?
It was late 90s.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Because
that was Barbara Walters' show at the beginning.
Yeah.
I just remember the first time I pulled sound from it, I thought, oh no. This show's here.
Oh.
Let's see here. When did it start?
They ran Barbara off finally. And
they ran her off. I think she owns the show. So
yeah, they didn't want anything to do with her though.
24 years.
24.
Yeah.
Longer than I thought.
That's a long time for
that
that
god-awful
garbage.
show.
Yeah, it's absolute garbage. And for absolute garbage
Yeah.
to
People eat it
last
up.
24 years,
People eat it up.
why?
I don't know.
Why?
You know why? Because it appeals to people that don't want to think and want somebody to do their thinking for them. And it appeals to our side because it's a great source for
this
material.
Yeah, that's true. You can mock Anna Navarro and her full stop. And then she continues on with her thought. It's so stupid. Yeah. Don't say full stop if you're not going to fully stop. All right. Got that out of my system. The NIH director yesterday, did you see what he said about parents wearing masks at home?
Oh, no.
Around unvaccinated kids?
Oh, no. What?
Francis Collins advised parents yesterday to wear face coverings inside your own home to protect unvaccinated children.
So we're back to that again.
Out.
We're back to that again.
My face.
You know what else should happen? Is that monkeys should fly out my butt.
Ooh.
But I don't think that's going to happen.
You don't think
Just
so?
like the parents wearing face masks.
Well, hold
in
on
the
a second.
house.
So in America, we have our officials saying wear masks around your kids.
Yeah.
Let's see what they're saying in Australia between parents and kids. Do we have that? Look at that. Yep, see that? It says they're advised parents need to keep distance from their children.
Oh, so you need to socially distance at home from your children?
Yeah, you need to. So, Junior, you stay over there.
Yeah.
And in America, I'll also wear a mask for your benefit.
They are just saying the dumbest things imaginable. Just throwing it all out there to see
and
what
they don't care.
sticks. And they don't care.
They don't care.
Although he got ridiculed enough
Oh,
yesterday that he reversed it the same day. The NIH director said, okay, wait. No, we have new data on that. You don't need to wear masks inside.
I've checked the new data.
New
Have you?
science. New science. You don't have to wear
You're gonna
a
love
mask
this. You're
at
gonna love
home.
this. Earlier this morning, during the show, I looked up and CNN was, ripping on DeSantis.
Yeah.
And part of their stock footage or whatever they were doing, they were focusing on a family in Florida, and all four of them, the parents and the kids, were sitting around a table playing a board game, which of course is unbelievable in and of itself. Were wearing masks, all four of them, just sitting at the table playing
At
this
home.
game. Yeah, at home.
Everybody's wearing a mask.
Yep.
Stop it.
I mean, come on.
So I think in the NIH,
Come
CDC, and stuff, not only do they have the timeline of when they're going to say, okay, we got to hit them with the variant at this point, wait 3 weeks, next variant. I swear they have that long wall that's nothing but a whiteboard. And then on the other long wall that's also a whiteboard, they probably have all of these outrageous things. And they're like, you know what? We haven't done let's do the masks at home. Let's
see if we can sell that to them.
Let's see if that one.
CNN obviously didn't get the new science update.
Right.
They didn't get. They're still promoing the masks at home.
They have yesterday morning's science.
Well,
not
they
yesterday
made that
afternoon's.
package yesterday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not live because the science is always changing, as we know.
Evolving.
Yeah.
It evolves. Yeah. So
Trust the science.
Good gosh.
It's always changing.
The audacity of them to say stupid things like this with a straight face, and then later in the day say, "Oh, by the way, no," with a straight face.
I mean, we had the guy,
and then yet we're supposed tomorrow we're
Yes.
supposed to believe
Yes.
everything they say tomorrow.
Right.
Yes.
And then you're yelled at
For
when you
not.
don't believe the
Yeah.
science that was the science
Yes.
12 hours before.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
it seems like you're finally getting the hang of it.
It does.
I don't know.
It took me a
does.
while.
I mean,
Math was involved. I'm sorry. It took me a while to get there.
I don't want to Anna Navarro you in full stop, but maybe you oughta.
Okay. Yeah. Let's just say it.
In 20
show's
seconds.
over. Full
Yeah.
stop.
Oh, wait. Sorry.
Gut check. Stop.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.